What else is basically a question I ask myself, and also I ask to, basically it's the question I ask my students as well. So I teach kindergarten and grade one engineering here. So well, so being creative is one of the things that we do in engineering. So well, still in the box to be honest, but what can you think of? Yeah, two circles, okay. Still in the box. Maybe next year, maybe I can have them outside of the box. Maybe. All right. So yeah. So I give them a piece of paper, and then like, it is from a grade one class, and so oh, what can you think of, and what else can you think of? All right. So they just give out different ideas. I try to draw and write it down, and that's it. So, but it's also a question I ask myself as well. So like, I have to teach like 3D printing. So 3D printing to grade one students. So maybe it's a bit difficult. So I'm thinking of, so how about I buy some like 3D printing pens so they can actually draw something on. Okay, so it's the blue things on the top. So and then they just try with that, and then they also like use a computer software to draw something, and then it got printed out. Okay, so but it's not just one thing. So I also always ask myself, so what am I going to do with these things like the 3D drawing pens? I don't think that. Oh yeah, okay. So but anyway, I bought it here. So what else can I use with those things, right? So so actually, I found out, well, maybe when they are building something, it's actually safer than using like a hot glue gun, which is quite hot, isn't it? So and they quite enjoy it. And what else they can do? They can put birds in there, put different things on it, some crazy things on it. But anyway, so it's what else I can do, and also like what else my students can do. Okay, so and then I try to make sure that like when I teach engineering, for what else can I do so they can be like matching what they are learning. For example, what they're learning about weather and community. So they actually make like this lovely fire station things in the class. So, but I teaching engineering, so I also talk about simple machines. For example, like wheels and pulleys and maybe a lever. So, or maybe a ramp or like incline plane. So what I'm going to do is like, what can I do to combine them together? So maybe like making a fire truck, and maybe making a flag, and making a seesaw, making a playground, to make it like the community and the countries and all the things that they actually talk about in their class. Okay, so and also in grade one, so there's one thing that they talk about like pyramids and things like in humanity. So we also talk about pyramids, but in the first year I've taught teaching, okay, the structure and things of pyramid. But then I think of what else can I teach? For example, well, maybe I can teach about something like making different pyramid with different structures, maybe like using clay, paper, and paper straws. So because I taught high school before as well, so like they can learn, for example, like a solid structure, a shell structure, and like in a frame structure, different kind of structures. So they just use different materials. Actually, it's a good idea for like differentiation as well, because well, I can, some capable students, I will talk to them like, what else can you do? What else do you want to make? And how can you make it stronger? So they do came up with ideas like how to make it stronger. And also, right, so, and also thinking of what else doesn't mean you always thinking of, oh, am I going to do something extra all the time? Which is actually not, because well, the background is some of the ideas I used in like previous school, which was like a secondary school. But well, when I was teaching kindergarten, so actually well, I can use it as well. What else can I use with those like projects I've done before? Is like, well, it was a project like talking about cultures, and they're making souvenirs, but also, but in kindergarten they are actually learning how to tell the time. So why not just make a clock so they actually can, we're just moving and they can actually tell the time. So what else is basically the simple things I am want to share to you is something I want. Actually, I ask myself most of the times, and also like I ask my students. So basically there is. So there's some lovely kindergarten and grade ones. Okay, and thank you very much, and thank you for listening.